Hi, this is Ender314. We're back here in our Stoneblock world for day 2. So we did a lot the other day. We got some automated wood here. So what I have to do next, I have on my agenda here, is to get into a little bit of farm, a little bit of tinkers, and a cobble generator. So what I need to do here is I'm going to make a couple of iron hammers, and I'm going to break them because I need to clear out a whole ton of space. So let me just take these sticks. I need some torches too. Do I have enough torches? No. Where's my coal at? It's probably across the way. 1, 2, 1, 2. So eventually we'll make a tinker's hammer, but we're not there yet, so let's get rid of this stuff. Yeah, okay. Let's get some coal. That's right. So today we're going to make a lot of cobble, and we're going to do an awful lot of using the sieve. We're going to clear out some space here. So I have a pattern that I've used many times before for building, so excuse me. So I will be right back after I clear a bunch of space here. Okay, I'm back. So now's our original starting room, and we got that little place across the way. Got a little hallway down here, another 9 by 9, another 9 by 9 here, and another, well, this is internal dimensions. This is 11 by 11. So set up a few more spaces, and I had to craft 2 more iron hammers, which may be a little wasteful, but in the early game you want some speed. I want to get through this quickly. As you see, we have quite a bit of cobble here, so the first thing I'm going to do is make a stack of compressed cobble. There we go, because we're going to have to hammer a bunch of that out. Okay. So what we need to get into is the various types of, we need a couple more heavy sieves, because we need to sieve a couple types of things. We need to get some seeds. So heavy oak sieve. So we need sticks and wood. And I do 2 of these purely for convenience, so that I can have all the different types here. So that's an iron stiffened mesh. We'll put the other ones over here. And we need to make, do we have more cobble? No, okay. How much iron do we have left? And we have just enough iron to make a iron compressed hammer, which will go a little bit faster. So we have an iron compressed hammer, because our stone compressed hammer will break shortly here. There, and now we have a whole bunch of cobble, and we have a few sticks. So let's do a little more material management or inventory management here. Get rid of the stuff we don't need for the moment. So the next step here is we want to get towards, well, let's look at the quest book here. We want to get a diamond mesh, which means we need to sieve more gravel, then we can sieve more, but we also want to get into lava generation and tinkers. So the smeltery, we're going to have to make some grout and smelt that. It's going to take a little while. The lava generation, we're going to have to sieve some sand to get yellorium. And we're going to have to sieve some dust to get bone meal to make that, because the yellorium works a lot better for making the lava. But before anything else, let me just check and see what I have here. We have a little bit of other cobble, but we probably want to reserve a little bit of that. So next thing I got to do here is hammer out a whole bunch of cobble into gravel. Then we're going to sieve that enough to get a diamond mesh. Then we're going to hammer out into sand and dirt and dust. So I think this is probably a good time for me to say, I'll be right back. Alright, and I'm back. So, broke my iron compressed hammer. Had to make another stone compressed hammer. But now I have a stack of compressed gravel, half a stack of compressed dirt, half a stack of compressed sand, and half a stack of compressed dust. So the first thing we want to do is we want to get into tinkers, which means we need to make some grout. So for grout, we need some normal gravel, and we need some sand. And we need some clay, which we have. And I forget the recipe, but that's what JEI is for. So there's this recipe. And I would like to make 2 stacks. So it looks like I need a little more gravel. And I made more grout than I intended there, but that's okay. So now I have a little extra grout. I have glass. So let's just put this stuff over here. We'll smelt the rest of this grout later. So now we have a couple things we need to do. I want to get a little bit of a farm going, which means I need some seeds. So the seeds you get from using the string and the flint mesh. String and the flint mesh. So You put dirt and sand through these to get different kinds of seeds. So I'm just going to put a couple pieces through. That's 4. So you can see I have some sugarcane seeds, I have some stone pebbles, I have some melon seeds. Let's put 4 of the sand through. Okay, yeah, so now I have some cactus seeds. Okay, that looks good. Let's put some dirt through the flint stiffen mesh. You see very quickly here, inventory becomes a problem, but I have rice. That's right, these stone pebbles become the problem. I have grass, that's really what I want when I first get started here. I have mineral, I have potatoes, I have flax, that's important. Yeah. Okay, so we have, I think we have everything we need here. Do we have, what do we have? We have a bunch of pieces. We have grass seeds, rice seeds, carrot, sugar cane, flax, cactus, melon, canola, potato. Oh, wheat seeds. I think that's the one thing we need. Oh, that's right. They're just called seeds because it's the vanilla one. So you get that by putting dirt through a string mesh. So I guess I just haven't put quite enough through yet because I don't have any. So we'll do that a little more. There we go. Now we have some seeds. Excellent. So we have some seeds. We have some sugarcane seeds. We get all these pebbles that aren't very interesting. What was I looking for? I lose track of things sometimes. You get so much output from this, and a lot of the things kind of look the same. That's right. It's the grass seeds. So what I want to do is go put down some dirt in the place that will become my farm room, and put down some grass seeds to grow. And then what we're going to do is we're going to come back periodically and till that because we want to get worms. It would be nice if we had a diamond building wand, but I don't want to make one of those just yet. Of course, eventually we'll have an unbreakable building wand, but that's not for a little ways yet either. And we're just going to put this down right in the middle. So that's how you get grass and ex nihilo. So that's going to grow. Of course, it's going to take a while, but that's okay because we have a bunch of things to do. So we'll come back and till that to get worms. But first, we need to get a diamond mesh, which means we need to sieve gravel through this iron stiffened mesh until we get that 4th diamond, which hopefully won't take too long, but it's a pretty low chance of diamonds from the iron mesh. So It could take a little bit, so I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. So that took quite a bit of gravel. What was that, like 30, 40 pieces of gravel? Of compressed gravel to get that fourth diamond. But now we're going to be in much, much better shape. Now we have a diamond stiffened mesh. That's great. So now we can claim that quest, see where we get there. And we got an inver hammer, which is useful if we want to do some more clearing of areas. So just to get a little perspective here, the way compressed gravel, okay, I'm going to show you how much better the diamond mesh is than the iron mesh. So there's the iron stiffened mesh. So the iron stiffened mesh with compressed gravel, 1% chance of dropping 7 diamonds. The diamond stiffened mesh, 3% chance of dropping 7 diamonds. So it's 3 times as better for diamonds. Probably similar for emeralds. Yeah, so it just gives you way more material. And actually, it turns out that there's no real reason to use an iron mesh once you have a diamond mesh. So that's quite unlike these two, where the string and the flint mesh actually give you seeds you can't get elsewhere. Not true for the iron mesh, which is now basically useless. So now we have a bunch of other materials. So we have to sieve the rest of our gravel, the rest of our sand, and the rest of our dust all through this diamond stiffened mesh to get our materials. So I'm going to be right back after I finish all that. Alright, I'm back for a moment here. If you watch the slow-mo video, you'll see that I finished a quest because I got the prosperity shards, but you also get the Eulorium here from sieving the sand, and we got some grains of infinity. And we just got a lot more material that I'm going to have to drop this all off in here. It's the Eulorium. And we got the ancient spores, so that's important. So the ancient spores give you mycelium, and the mycelium is a way to get witch water. So we got to do a couple of things here. That's an evolved enderman that I don't want anything to do with at the moment. So we're going to cook this Eulorium dust. And we're going to cook the rest of the grout since we made too much grout. And what were we looking for? Oh, right. So we want to make some witch water. So the way to make that is with a stone barrel. So we make another one of these. I say another one, but I don't think we've made one yet. So we'll do that over in this corner. It doesn't really matter where we do it, but you put down the dirt, put the ancient spores in there. Now it's mycelium. Put the stone barrel on top. You put water in there. And you'll see up at the top of the screen that it's transforming, but it's pretty slow, which is why I wanted to get it started here. And you'll see over here that this grass is spreading slowly but surely. And now we're going to go back and we have to sieve this dust into diamond. And I'm going to show just for a moment here, you get different stuff from sieving the dust, but importantly you get some black quartz, you get the bone meal. That's going to be really important. We get glowstone dust, we get red stone. So I'll be right back when this is finished. Alright, I'm back. So, now that I've put all that dust through there, you see we have a good bit of bone meal, we have glowstone, we have some gold, we have some skystone dust, nickel ore, we have some blaze powder, which is useful, some silver ore pieces, some certus quartz, just all sorts of different things you get from running the different materials through the different meshes. So, I believe what we need to do next is make a crucible, because we really need to get into a couple of things here. So, we need some clay. The clay plus the bone meal makes porcelain clay. And then the porcelain clay in the U shape makes the unfired crucible. But you have to cook the unfired crucible to make it a crucible. In the meantime, we're going to make a yellorium block. Alright. We just completed another quest, you see. So, let's claim that. See what we get. That's really disappointing. Some bubbles. So we are going to put tinkers in here. So I'm going to put the lava generation back in the corner here. So you put this on top of there, and you see the rate's 20 times. So the way these work is you put stone in there, and it starts generating lava, which is really good, because we're going to need lava. And we'll eventually automate that. But first, we need to get into making all the tinkers things. So we need that. What else do we need? We need more iron. Always need more iron. We're going to try not to smelt too much iron chunks here in the furnace, because the smeltery, one of the advantages of it is it'll let us get into ore doubling. So we need a smeltery controller. We need a seared tank, if I think I remember this recipe correctly. That's a seared tank. We need a couple of drains. We need a bunch of seared bricks. Is that enough? Oh, we need a casting basin and a casting table. Oh, we made 3 drains. We didn't make a controller. Okay, so controller. That's a controller, right? Yeah. I must have misclicked. Casting basin. Casting table, right? There we go. There's a smeltery. So now we need another bucket, because we need a cobblestone generator too. This is very important. So we come over here, so now we have lava. So now we can make a cobblestone generator. I believe we have all the material for that. There we go. That's great. So now we have a cobblestone generator, and we have the smeltery completed. So let's open those and see what we get. A black lotus, be useful for Britannia later, and a fluid display, which is fun for decoration. We'll get into that later. But then the first thing we need to do is this cobblestone generator is kind of slow. So since we can upgrade it, we're going to upgrade it to tier 2. The tier 3 upgrade takes diamonds, so we're not going to do that right away. We're obviously kind of short on resources, but eventually we'll be upgrading it to tier 5, but get another upgrade speed here. so now we have to go put together a Tinker's Construct smeltery. But first, I'm going to make some more storage crates with all this wood we got going on here. So, I wonder how many storage crates I can make. Because you need tons and tons and tons of these in the early game. It's just like in vanilla where you're always making chests. Yeah, so we got 8 storage crates. That's really good. So the way this cobblestone generator works is you just put the generator down, you put some storage on top of it, and it just starts filling up with cobble. Which obviously is really useful because if we're going to be running the sieve, we need a supply of cobble. And we don't want to just keep hammering out the world here. Now it just falls in here. That'll eventually fill up. So we need to build this smeltery. So I'm going to build this right into the wall. Do I have enough bricks for this? Maybe just barely. It's the smeltery controller. We'll put the seared tank over here. We need to put more. We're going to need to automate this to get this cobblestone generator put in right into there. But for the moment, there's that. Let's put the 2 smeltery drains in here. You are not valid. Why is that not valid? Oh, right. It's not valid because the bottom has to be seared brick as well. And I still don't have enough brick to do that. So I can make some grout, or I could expand this later. So let's temporarily let this be a little ugly. Wow, I'm still just a couple shy here. Okay. I just miscalculated, so we're just gonna go with it for the moment. There, now that's a valid smeltery. And I have some more lava. So the smeltery is good, lets you get into ore doubling, but one of the first things you want to do is kind of expand it. The easiest way to expand it is by making hammerheads. So if you make a hammerhead, that only takes up one block in the smeltery, but it counts as a whole ton of stone versus just putting cobble in there. So this is how we're going to expand our smeltery. So we need to put a faucet here. We're going to put our casting basin right down here, just for the moment. We'll see, we'll put these in here. They're starting to melt. Melt a little faster if we fill this up. And we're going to go check on the grass over here. We're nearing the end of this recording, but if I till some of this, I should get some worms. Unless I just have really bad luck and don't get any worms. Nope, no worms. So we'll let that grass grow some more. If we come back, we'll see that's beginning to come together. In the meantime, we can put a casting table down here. Put a faucet on that. Now that's molten. So see, that's 24 blocks of seared stone. So if we cast it by right-clicking here, we'll get some stone. You can tell this is going to be pretty boring, which is why we need to automate this. So let's figure out how to automate it. We'll make some more hammers. Throw in there. And what we need to make is a redstone clock, a servo, and a conduit. So redstone clock. Okay, so that requires stone. Oh wait, we need the redstone. Let's take some redstone with us. Oh, we don't have enough smooth stone, so let's make some more. So there's a redstone torch. So now we have a redstone clock. We'll make a lever too. Let's make an item duct. Can we do that yet? So that's tin and lead. Can we make a servo though? So that's a servo. Then we need tin and lead. So there's lead. There's tin. So we'll see if we put lead in here. We're going to cast some lead. Put more lava in there. So now we have molten lead, 2 blocks. So we'll manually cast that. So you see we put 9 chunks in there, but we got 2 blocks worth instead of just the 1 block we would have gotten if we smelted it in the traditional furnace. So let's smelt the tin too. Oh, and this, let's start getting this ready here. Seared brick. So the way the smeltery works, even though there's a ton of stone in here, we click that and it comes to the bottom. So we will definitely, during the next stream, have to clean this up. And we have to put a crafting table in this room because you need a crafting table everywhere. So we have the tin, we have the lead, so now we can make the item duct. This is from thermal expansion. It's one of the cheaper ways in the early game to get item moving. So now we have a ton of stone in here that we don't want to do manually. So we put this on top, that just activates that. We'll put the lever on top in case we want to turn it off. We'll put this here. And then we have the servo. If we ignore control on that, it's going to pull that out and put it in here. Oh, no, I put it in the casting table, but that's okay. It'll put the next one in the storage bin. So let's fix that real quick before we cut here. So the item in thermal is called the crescent hammer. So that takes some iron and some tin. So I think we can make that now, right? So this is how you modify these. You just right click that and that's done. So now you can see we're going to be able to expand this smeltery to a very large degree by just having this automatically come through. We'll turn the seared brick into the seared stone and seared brick. We'll get this huge, and that way we can drop all our ores in here for doubling. And while we're at it, let's make one more servo. Oh, I'm out of iron. Yep. So, yeah, I need to do iron. So, iron ore chunk. So this is cruising along. We got a ton of stone coming out of here. How's this coming along? This is coming along fine over here. So I'm going to till this one more time. Worms aren't an actual necessity. I just really like getting worms. And it's really just kind of remarkable that with all this tilling I haven't gotten any worms yet. So we're going to cut it there. So what did we get done today? We sieved a bunch of stuff. So we got a ton of resources. We got some a diamond stiffened mesh. We got all these ore pieces. We got emeralds. We got some diamonds. We got potatoes and carrots and all sorts of seeds. We got plenty of coal. We got some blaze powder. And we got a little smeltery set up, which will let us get into ore doubling. We're working on expanding that now. So it's 28 blocks that's going to come out of that as this just slowly processes. We cleared a ton more space here, so we have another room over here to do some stuff. Another room over here is going to be a farm. And we claimed several quests. So let's look at the quest book. So the next thing to do is we probably want to get into a mob farm. So while the smeltery is kind of processing and we're growing it and we don't have the materials yet, we're going to have to clear out the space for a mob farm. Because mob farms are very powerful in Stoneblock because you get loot bags. And the loot bags give you random things and they're often very powerful. And so tomorrow we're going to get into automating this lava generation too so that it goes faster. So we're going to automate putting the cobble in here, and we're going to automate pulling the lava out, which will just require a special type of conduit that won't break from the lava that requires inver. And while the ore is all processing and the smelter is growing, we'll just clear the space for a mob farm and we'll build a mob farm. We'll start collecting resources from it. But yeah, I'll see y'all later.